Investing in a good, high-quality water bottle means that you not only save on plastic, but if you buy the right one, it should actually enhance your life. So I've researched or tested over 30 different water bottles, and in this video I'm going to share with you my findings, and that includes the best water bottles in each category, from the best purifying water bottles to insulated, glass, and even more. Let's get into it. Personally, I found it hard to find a quality water bottle that has met all my expectations and also has a stylish, minimalist look that can look timeless. It should be very easy to clean, comfortable to hold and drink from, durable so it survives all those drops that you might make, and if you're lazy like me, all my water bottles need to be dishwasher safe. If you want a quality, low-maintenance water bottle, there's a couple things I would avoid. I almost never purchase water bottles with straws because they can get easily contaminated and it's hard to clean through the entire straw to make sure that it's entirely disinfected. I also look for water bottles that have as few ridges and cleaning parts necessary to make my life a lot easier. My channel is all about investing in fewer, high-quality items that stand the test of time, so you ultimately don't waste money in the end, and you stop wasting time shopping over and over again for the same item. Glass water bottles are a great alternative if you want to avoid plastic, but it's also a bit more delicate, so it's important to look for one that has a silicone sleeve. I've tested a couple different water bottles that have silicone sleeves. My favorite one is this one because of its sleek, minimalist design. This one's also a bit more thoughtfully designed with this carrying loop, and it has a more natural, organic look with the bamboo cap. I love how thick this glass water bottle is because it's much less likely to break, and it has an easy to clean mouth and bottom. Even though glass water bottles are beautiful, I have a pet peeve with them, and that's that it can be hard to clean your water bottles with the sleeve on. And with the silicone sleeve, especially if you buy it in a light color, you can see dirt and grime sometimes accumulating on there. And it wouldn't surprise me if it yellows over time. Although I will say a glass water bottle like this does work pretty well at home because there's very little dirt and grime. I've linked to this one and all the other water bottles I'm talking about in the description box below. If you're looking for a stainless steel option, my best recommendation is the Yeti water bottle. This is their biggest version, 64-gallon, which is one of the biggest sizes I've seen of any water bottles out there. But the best part about the Yeti is the double mouth design. There's a glass spout that you can drink out of, but also has a wide mouth that you can easily pour in your drinks or clean it out, and it's fully dishwasher safe. It has a double-walled vacuum insulation, and I found that out of all my testing, this has kept my drinks cold for the longest. They have interchangeable caps for all their water bottles and work between all the different sizes. So if your entire family buys a Yeti water bottle, you won't have to worry about which cap matches with which. This is also a powder-coated exterior, which means it won't lose its color easily or scratch. And I found from my powder-coated water bottle that it still looks pristine after 10 to 15 years. I do love that the Yeti does have a more minimalist design. I especially love it in the white, and surprisingly, it does not get dirty, and it's been easy to wipe any marks off. One of the most annoying things I found about water bottles is that it causes condensation on the outside, but this is specifically designed with this double wall vacuum insulation to keep the water inside, no condensation on the outside, so it doesn't get wet with cold water. And because there's always a downside to every product, I'm always going to point it out. I recently went on a trip to Disney and noticed if you fill it up with juice and don't wash it with soap and water every single day, it's going to get very sticky and hard to unscrew the top part, which makes it really difficult to refill your water bottle if you only like rinsing your water in between busy days. My favorite self-cleaning water bottle is this one that has a blue light disinfectant that you can turn on, and it actually disinfects your water every hour. Also self-cleans and disinfects the water bottle at the same time, so if you're not a religious water bottle cleaner like I am, this might be one of the best water bottle picks for you. It has one of the most beautiful designs out of all the water bottles I've seen. It has a beautiful minimalist neutral color look, but this might be out of some people's price range as it is the most expensive water bottle out of all my picks. Also, one thing to keep in mind, even though the body of the water bottle is safe to put in the dishwasher, the cap is not because of the electronic port, and you do have to hand wash this. You do need to make sure you have a water bottle cleaner that can get through this outside piece here. It does come in multiple sizes. This is the smaller size. It does come in a larger version as well. And I love the fact that you can also buy separately a silicone top cover that's actually quite secure. So you can latch this onto your equipment or backpack when you're out for longer trips. And on top of these, I also invested in a water bottle brush cleaner that not only works on baby bottles, on water bottles, but it also works on hard to reach places, on other machines you might use, like my blender. When you're trying to make your own drinks at home or you're making fruit infusions, this is my favorite pick. It is a huge glass water bottle, but it's still quite light to the touch. This is great for fruit infusions if you like putting fruit in your water, or if you make your own juices, because it has a very simple system. The stainless steel cap can clip in, making it really easy to pour out the infused liquids while also capturing any tea leaves or fruits that are left at the bottom of the bottle. It has a natural, minimalist look that can work in most kitchens. The only downside about it is that I've noticed some of the lettering here is fading away from the brand, which is a bit disappointing when it comes to the quality, but for me, I personally don't really care if I have any kind of inscriptions on the glass bottle itself. This wouldn't be as big of a deal for me, but I also wouldn't recommend this as a water bottle for when you go out because there's no insulating properties to this glass, and so it wouldn't keep your drinks cold, warm, and if you bump into things outside, it's more likely to break. For my smaller purses, I find it hard to find water bottles that fit there, but this one works perfectly for those. It has a flat design which can work in small purses and clutches, and has a beautiful, clear, minimalist look. It is made of BPA-free plastic, so it's not glass, and so it can take being outside. And with only 2 parts, it's relatively easy to clean. You just need to make sure that you have a brush that can fit through the opening. It holds a little bit less than a cup of water, but it's great if you're just looking to stay hydrated while you're out, in between running your errands, and just need something small and compact. My husband was teasing me when he saw this. He was like, how come you have a flask in your purse? But this is extremely useful if you're looking to bring one of your smaller purses but still want to have a water bottle on hand in case you get thirsty. And while it doesn't hold a ton of water, it holds just enough if you're out shopping, running errands. The downside for this is that ice cubes do not fit through the top for this water bottle. So if you want to keep your water cold, you're going to have to put the ice in the water and melt it in there beforehand before putting it into here. Sometimes it's really inconvenient using 2 hands to open your water bottle and drink from it. So this is my favorite pick when it comes to a one-handed water bottle that you can open and close super easily. It also has a lock functionality in case you want to put it in your bag. It's from a well-renowned Japanese brand, Zojirushi. What I love about the opening of this water bottle is that it allows you to drink your water at a slower pace, so you're not being drenched in water. Out of all the water bottles I reviewed, this was actually my husband's favorite because his commute can be 1 to 2 hours, so it's really easy to be able to drink this on the road. He's actually drop tested this several times on the concrete, and as you can see, the body of the water bottle is pretty much unscratched. There's only a tiny little bit of a scratch on the actual plastic itself, which doesn't actually impact any of its functionality. This can hold both hot and cold beverages, and it's well insulated, and it performed pretty well in my insulation test. But I would not buy this bottle if you don't like cleaning regularly. If you just only like rinsing out your water bottles, that's not going to be sufficient, especially with a more complicated head like this. Overall, the best size water bottle I recommend is around 500 milliliters because it's a lot lighter to be carrying that kind of water bottle. While I normally don't recommend things like this is very well designed because each part actually comes apart very easily so that you can put it in hot water and scrub it with soap. And if you don't do this regularly, you might have some bacteria that grow in the water or in between each of these parts. But if you don't mind the hassle of cleaning your water bottles a little bit more, it might be the perfect one to add to your collection. Stay tuned for more investment-worthy finds.